When you get to the Uftu, there's two inyanim. When you get to all the inyanim, the Rebbe spoke till now, when you get to the Zman of Moshe Rabbeinu, when you get to the Zman of Shlomo Melech, which Moshe Rabbeinu is in of Mili Achisarin, not Ashirus, that's the Pchinat Tzedakah, so that's Chitzeni Sakeser. And if not, even the Chitzeni Sakeser, so Welt is Be'ein Arech, the Gabi Keser, the Gabi the Erab Ligvo. So the Gabi Chitzeni Sakeser, there's no need for a Birur Be'efim Prati. If when you have Zelum Azalikim, the Mevar and the Mizbar are both Be'erech Zelazeh, so in order for the Tzadak Dusha to overpower the Tzadak Lipa, there has to be a battle. In the Mashal of Avedis Sa'adam, so the Nefesh Elokis, if the Yisaid or his Tzugang to Elokus is mitzad the fact that there's the Seichel Vasag and the Gadol Hashem, so the Nefesh Hamas also has Seichel. And then its Seichel is Monach Teiv Yeker Vilam Hazah, whatever the Nefesh Silchus, Nefesh Bahamas. So you have to have the Nefesh Elokis have upfragen and has to explain the Nefesh Bahamas that Be'em is only good as Elokus. Okay, so that's a real Mulchamer. Mashayik Mashas it's Meir a Hiring, Smear the Keicham Sir Nefesh Aviyid, or Smear the fact that he's a Chilek Hamam Mamish. So b'shas alayich the nekuda v'yid the neshama, then the neshama is in his battle with derech melech because legabi azah take a fagilo the gvul is be'en derech legabi the bli gvul. The gabi keser elam misarbato. B'meila the velt werd this battle. But after became it's not on even that there's bitla mitzias legamri because the gabi the erab bli gvul there's some tefillas makom to elamis. If there's some tefillas makom to elamis means that the whole reason why that the menagid was in this battle was the gila erel not because the menagid came to the conclusion. Zay Metzias in his battle government because he came to the conclusion that Elam Hazah is garnished. Mitzad his point of view, there's still a Sismagim to Elam Hazah. Mitzad the Gila Eira Elyon, the Eira Blikvo of the Elyon, so the Tachna was his battle. And Mitzad the Elyon, the Tachna has a Sismagim. And Mele blight nach als that be'etzem there is a Geder of El, there's a Geder of El. And Mitzad its own nature, there's a Sismagim for Hel of Esther. That's when again. That's why v'yafutzu evecha v'yanusum mipanav. Kum Hashem v'yafutzu evecha v'yanusum. It doesn't say that they'll become ice over. They're going to be in a state they'll be scattered. They won't have power. See, when the Avim are together, so they have power to be menaged against Kedusha. But for Yafutze Vecha, so they're going to become scattered. But that doesn't mean that the Etzem Metzias is his battle. There was the Bitla Metzias, there was no menaged. Shalom V'Sheket Etzem B'Yom, there was Bitla menaged. It was Shalom. It means there was no menaged. There was no opposition. Why? Even Mitzad Shleim Melech also there was not Veda B'Derech Primi. Shleim Melech is not the Pshat that there was not Veda B'Derech Primi. Fakir. Mitzad is Galus Elok, Mitzad the Edits of Shamal Mishayach the Shlashas, Mitzad Atik. So Mitzad that Darga, there's no Metzias of a Velt. So Mitzad, when there was that Gila Eden Velt, he Velt is battle governor. There's no Metzias of a Velt. Mitzad Edits of a Bligvul, Velt is battle. That's an Einza. But then there is, and that's the main thing what the Rebbe is going to speak about, Umas L'Asid Lavi, is where Mitzad Eden, there is, Erab Bligvul, there's a certain limit where the air reaches. That's another, that's what we started speaking about last time. There is, and das verstehen wir sehr good that in so the gabi the bittel amenagid do we understand it till now the bittel amenagid was the mukhla the meshlem there was no chisar in that because the way it was expressed in the mitzias at the bottom that there wasn't even a half a minute to fight against him. He was the melech. That was the azegim and the mitzias. Why? Because his gal iras hashanam shachas leishtashlos were the emes. But the shaila is so there's another word. Mitzad era bligvul the air reaches and the air is meir the air is mispashet b'chol makim. That's where the mashal of the abuka comes in. But the mashal of the abuka, so the stronger the abuka is, the more it's meishich, even it's tzusish in Israel legam. If you have an air cotton, an abuka ktana, so it's only meishich hazel chenitzusish, which is the fact that the nikuda sa'esha behem is still mortgage. They're going to be drawn to small torch. Masha'ink in abuka g'doila, even the tzusish in Israel legamri are also going to be nimshach through to the Isha abuka. So there's going to get to the nimshal. Even means even those Nivrayim that the klippus and the hell of a Hester is very strong, and the Nitzutzis, the fact that the Nivra was that the Bria was connected to the Eibusher is very bis almos. The Nitzutzis Gdusha, it means the fact that every Nivra fulfills a certain Nukud in Alakos was betachlis es almos, very, very bis almos. After it became, it's had the Gila Erd and stuff of Shlemer, it was pale on every single darga, the Bittul Amanagid. That's another Nukudah. There's one Nukudah is that Mugbal, the same with the Eid itself, his muhus is mugbal. See, his chachma is chesed. So I'll say in Mashal Nefesh Adam. Seichel is a keach prati. So the seichel has a definition of what seichel is. It's a tenu of not being nispal from the Indian, not being emotionally attached to him, whatever the gdarim of seichel is. Seichel is a davar prati. In order for in which type of makim could seichel be nisgaler? What type of place in the nefesh, in the person, is a keli for seichel to be grasped there. So only a keli which is only the meach l'mashal, which is a keli for seichel. Same in push the mashal. You have a Rabbi being masber seichel to a talmid. So there's a certain svara that talmid is not a keli for the svara. A svara amuk or a edel svara that the meach talmid is not a keli for it. So in order for this talmid, a lower talmid to understand the svara, you have to be mitzamsim the svara. It means a davar mukbal is not only its mukbal, it has its gdarim what it is. And b'meila, in order for a mekabel to be tapers this inyan and to grasp it, you have to be suited to that inyan. And b'meila, it's very mukbal. A mekabel which doesn't suit it is hatish kishach. The more the inyan is not mukbal, the more it's mispashit, even in a place where it doesn't need kalim in order for it to be there. So the mashal that they get in Nefesh, since Ratzin is not a davar pratim l'chatchila, Ratzin is the general eye of the person is nimshach to something. I want. Not a certain seer prati in the Nefesh, not a certain quality the Nefesh has, seichel or midas, which then it's Indian prati, and in order for the aver has to be a keli for that Indian prati. Mashik in Ratzin is not a mile pratis of the Nefesh. It's the general person is nimshach to something. If it's the general mahusa adam which is pashut, the mele it's going to be effective everywhere. It's going to be meir everywhere. It doesn't need keli. I'm not going to the part of the Ratzin Islam. I'm just saying that's a minion. So I'll speak when they get to the Hamshachim, they get to the Eretz of Abliko. Mitzad Eretz Mukbali, mitzad the Eretz Leki, the way it's mislabish, let's say in Klei HaMe'ach. That's in a Pashta. The way, if the musik of Alakus, the way it's misunderstood in Seichel, let's say, whatever the musik of Alakus is, the way it is mitzad Seichel. So in order to relate it, you have to have a shaykhs to Seichel. Let's say there's a certain isgalus of Chachmei Lekissenwelt. But in order to appreciate it, you have to be a keli to seichel. So he's not going to be able to connect to the goddess of Elokus, the way it's nizgala through seichel. And the way Elokus is nizgala through midas, to relate and connect to the Eibishter mitzad the Nekudas, the way it slaps Elokus in midas, you also have to be a keli for it. So you have to be someone that is mispal mitzad the of teva chesed, mitzad the of yira. Mashik is someone that's the Alter says in the beginning of Tani, yesh mispal from the kav of Teiv, and so yesh mispal, and some people are not affected by the fact that there's the Teiv of Blikvul of Elokus. That's all if you take Elokus in a certain Tzir Mugbal and Tzir Prati. Mashik Mishas mitzad the Eretz of Blikvul, mitzad the Blikvul of Elokus, there is no Nivra which cannot express it. Since it's the Elokus is not Mugbal and Tzir, so any Nivra is able to express it. Mitzad the Eretz of Blikvul. Is able to be mispashed. They say the Eid Sof is mispashed the Kolmakim. Ein Sof is pashtusa. What should Ein Sof is pashtusa? Because the Eid is pashut, the Eid is not mugbal, so every single inning could express it. He's not a limited thing that in order to be misgalit, in order for the tachtin to have a shaykhs, that he has to be suited to that inning. If the Eid is blig vol, so any inning could express that. So it says the Eid is mispashed the Kolmakim. What's the pshat? The Eid is mispashed the Kolmakim. Mitzad this Eid blig vol. Any makim, even he doesn't have the limit that only certain things are able to be massive to his inyan. Anything could express it. That's any. But after became there's agbala, even we speak about that it's about bligvo and it's me'ered and it's just in Israel Gamri. There's still agbala where it reaches. And there could be the Rebbe's mas where it is. The Lashon Kabbalah the word is that the Eretz of Blikvo is only payel a bitter, only payel an aliyah, is only not. This is the get to understand. We're not speaking here that there's a chisaron the bitla menagid mitzad Rabbi. Shtakin chisaron bitla menagid. The chisaron is where this air is made. In order for the menagid to be in his battle, darf doch mehr sein bei ihm. This could have Eretz of Shema Meshach to the Shalshus. Atik has to be made in Welt. Before Shlomo was also a madrega of Atik, but it wasn't made in Welt. So in Elam Hazard there was a Helam Hester, there was a Nigud. B'chdei so Pels and Shalom B'mnucha has to be made b'chom makom shebayim. Mitzad the Eretz of Blikvol, there's a limit where this air reaches. To which tachton it reaches. And Lashon Kabbalah the pshat is that it's made the Allah, the Shlomo Melech was payel Allah till the Sfira of Malchus. In Lashon is going to be the Ufta of Malchus. The Rebbe touches the Avanas Indian is mitzad Eretz of Blikvol, even though the Eretz Blikvol taka and is made b'chol makom and he affects everywhere, but there's one tonight. Only the way the Nivra is shaykhs to the Blikvol, not the way the Nivra is in his own seer. That's the Adgasha of that is only Pale and Aliyah until the Sfiras HaYisei Malchus. It means only the Tachten, the way the Tachten is Shaykh and Elyon, not the way the Tachten is bim Kaimei B'tziyurim. And that's verstanden, yeah? Anytime, and this is very moving. Anytime you're connecting, Elokus is Blikvol. What's that Blikvol? I was saying the dogma. I think it's a strong dogma that brings it up. You say the one of the basic shilas. You say the Tamid HaMagid had a time, and I'm saying this is going to get to them. The Tamid HaMagid had a time in the Alter Rebbe that l'chor being masber l'kus and seichel. L'chora seichel is mitzumtzum, seichel is gvul, and the lukus, the neshama v'yid is chelik hamimal mamish. Erin Sof is more than the neshama. There's nefesh v'yid, it's emunah the Eibishter. So, wo hört sich the Yid's kesher with the Eibishter? When Shas Elech the primus haneshama v'yid. Shas Elech is emunah, Shas Elech Mesiras Nefesh. In seichel v'asagel, l'chora there, nicht in dem besteht what a Yid is. A Yid is that he's one with the Eibishter, or the Eibishter is Ein Sof. How does seichel relate to Ein Sof? So what's one of the biyurim that in other words, what's the pashta? The Eibishter is blik vol, the Eibishter is Ein Sof. Seichel is gvul, seichel is tzir. What's the connection between seichel and a chelik hamim mamash? What's the connection between seichel and Ein Sof? Seichel is a mitzvah. The Torah says we can find a way that seichel could also be connected to blik vol. But what's the charizbing, the take of amun of the neshama, with what is brought out, the fact that a Yid's connection to the Eibishter is not limited, is not mugbal, that even in seichel it's a uplig in the members. Even in seichel it's a uplig in the medaf schibri gem tzimirish. In other words, seichel itself is not mitzad. If you look at seichel as mitzvah b'fnei atzmei, understanding the Eibishter, let's say, understanding is no shaykhis to in itself, at the quality of understanding itself. We can find a way that seichel could serve for a higher meaning. In order to bring God the take of obligable of the neshama, how is it going to be expressed obligable of the neshama? Through that, even when a person is in the world of seichel and midis, still he's not going to be affected by the gdarim of seichel or biur and kayetzim bizah. Yeah, that brings this biur. So according to that biur, mitzad what is seichel connected to Elokus? Because seichel itself, the mitzvah of seichel is connected to Elokus. Seichel, the way it is in his own seer, is connected to Elokus, or seichel could serve to bring out the mun of the neshama. That's the shayla. So the parsha of the kabir is that the fact that seichel is a keli to Elokus is not because is not mitzad the tzir of seichel itself. Because seichel could be a meshares to bring out the blik vol the neshama. The almost b'techa inyan. So mitzad that inyan, so that's dagbal. The dagbal is not. The Rebbe is saying it's only shayches by Kislev mele b'shas meret. Mitzad Elokus has a certain definition, so to speak. Is gile Elokus, gile blik vol taka, ultimate Ein Sof. But ultimate Ein Sof, so the Eibishter is, let's say, is infinite being. B'meile, and what's Velt? Velt is not an infinite. Velt is Vul. So how are you going to connect a Metzias of Eilam as the Emzel Meir and Elokus? Because this limited being, you're looking at a Stam as limited being. You look at this being could be is in a way to express something higher than it. Velt, Be'etzem is not Stam a Metzias of a Velt. Here's brought out the Eibishter's Keichais Havas. So you're saying, Lamosha, that with what are you connecting Velt with Elokus? Because the Eibishter created the world. And through the Metzias Eilam, Berta Reiz Gebrach, the Eibishter is the B'yecholti L'havas Yeshmayim. So you can, the Metzias, just the way it is, Mitzadatzmi. It's a Metzias of a Yesh. Rakia, the way it is in itself. Not as something that was created. Not as something that brings out a higher in you. Mitzad is tzir itself. It has a shaykhas to itself. Mitzad is tzir itself. It's a heaven. But such a heaven with Ein Sof. We have a way that through the fact that the heaven was created, it's going to bring out the fact that they be B'yecholti L'havas. So which aspect in Shemayim you connected to the Eibishter? The fact that through Shemayim you could there's a higher inyan expressing Shemayim, but in Shemayim as the way it is in itself. This is the ufta of Lasad Lavi is that Malchus, that there's going to be an Ilui. What's going to be Nesachet to the Lakus? There'll be a Nesachet to the Lakus not in the Nivra the way he is Batal, but the way he is be a Tnu of Aliyah, that through him is expressed the higher inyan. The Nivra the way it is in his own seer. There was Mayrach very strong. The Nivra the way he is the Nitzutis Nesrach Kulagamri. Nitzutis there have no shaykhs that through them should be expressed the higher inyan. Achenasuk Meira. Their whole, you have certain Yan Midal Hazard, their whole inyan is to Menaget Elokus. To say Aniva Hafseh. The Nitzutis there in the Slavish Nazasart clip. They will also be in this Achad. The Tachlis is Achtus Elokus. So you can't say, well, with all be this Achtus, we're going to bring out how they're also bottled. How they're also, not the way you see them at face value, really they're a Tafel to a higher in. If they're a Tafel to a higher Indians, you're not connecting them the way they are in their own seer. You're connecting them by them serving to a higher Indian, not mitzad their tzir gufa. There says we're going to the nivra, the geshem sheba nivra, the nifal atzma is the Rebbe's lashon, the gashmi atzma. The gashmi atzma is going to be betachlis as after the lukus, not because it's going to be this gala that veratim bashafen atem the Rebbeishter. The tzir of gashmi itself. A davar gashmi k'maishu, that's going to be one with the lukus. Betachlis is after with the lukus. So there's verstehen what's the pshat in that. Well, that's the first thing. That's the. Oh, so here the ilam the hertim in abyssal. So the Yishleimar, someone mentioned last time, the ilam tziyusim etzmusach. Das nicht kein wichtige Someone was saying that with the beer that says Chassidus, that how do you bring out within the fact that even the Dover Gashmi is connected to the Eibush, the Hergish that Mitzvah Metzmusay, that's a Mushash Mitzad because the Eibush has Mitzvah Metzmusay. But then also you're not connecting the Nivra Mitzad its own Mitzad the matter Shabbai, Mitzad its own seer. You're finding a certain aspect that the Nivra represents a certain content. That's not the Gashmi Atzma. If you're saying the Nivra itself, Stamazeh, a glump, a piece of table, that's not one with the Eibush. What's a table to do with the Eibush? Stamazeh, a Dover Gashmi. You say something else. In the Dover Gashmi, there's a tchuna in the Gashmi that is margish mitzusi metzmus. That is margish that is mitzias stems from itself, and this Inyan, this concept, is really mushish in atzmas. But the Nekud of Gashmi is don't make a concept out of it. The etzem physical matter itself is one with the Eibush. Mitzad that aspect of it, just a mitzias. Mitzad that it's one with the Eibush. They were saying the Gashmi kameishu is going to be tachas ha'isaftas. Not by finding some type of Inyan that the Eibush is expressed through that Inyan. Meher the Binyan Abyssal. Let me say weiter. Yishleima. See, there's the top part. Yishleima, the Tam, as I said, Shachas Primi Satik, which the Rebbe brought before is Ein Sof Sheberat Lo. That's basically the Izgalus Mitzad Shachas HaEtzem. Yi Egide Likus B'Kol Mokim. What's that the Biur? What's that the Tam of them? Ki pnimi is atik ubechlol is atzmas itself. Means bechlol is the Indian of etzem, not Indian of itself, but Indian of etzem, atzmas itself. And legabi atzmas itself ain't shum mitzias shechutz mem. Legabi etzem, there's nothing outside of it. There's no, you don't have. It's not the pshat that atzmas that itself is a certain Indian. As they learned when there's itself is itself. That's the Inyan is bli gvul. Gvul is not one. Gvul doesn't exist in itself. Gvul is chutz yimenu. It's a mitzvah b'fnei atzmi. How we can relate gvul to Ein Sof? By bringing out that also gvul could express Ein Sof. Atzmas Ein Sof, where the Rebbe says here, ain't shum mitzvah chutz yimenu. Everything's really him. There's nothing outside of it. When do you have this cloud that in order to connect a mikabel to an alien, you have to find an akodah where the tachton is misharis to the alien. If the alien is one mitzvah and the tachton is a separate mitzvah. But if Chatchila, the Tachton is not a separate Metzias, there is no such a thing, a Metzias Shechutz Yimenu, then you don't have to relate the Tachton to that. Chatchila, the Tachton is the Elyon. You understand the Adgash here? But Adarab, there was like this. A mitis imotzi is barich hu ha-Metzias shekol ha-nimtzoyim. Means the mitis ha'atzvus, the mitis ha-Metzias of the Kos, adosa the Metzias van al nimtzoyim. He's their Metzias. Not that there's an Eibush there, and there's a Nivra, and the Nivra, we're going to find some Nekuda that there's a link between them. Lechatchila, what's the Metzias of Welt? The Metzias of Welt is his Amitis HaMetzias. His Amitis HaMetzias, Adas is their Metzias. What's Gashmis? Gashmis is a Lukus in a form of Gashmis. That's Chatchila what Gashmis is.
So, this way, the Lashon of the Rambam is... Leading so elevated.
Yeah, the Lashon doesn't. This Lashon doesn't say the Rambam. Mitzvah imatzi is Baruch Hu Shkolam Mitzvah.
Calling son, leading so elevated.
Yeah, we're coming from Kochaj knows Fabringen. They were spoken about a couple of times, but one of them is spoken to the video also, I think. But Chav Cheshem Malach, the Rebbe speaks of it. The Lashon Rambam. What's the Lashon of the Rambam? Mei mitzvah imatzi nimtzu kol nimtzu.
Leading so elevated. שיש המצריש בו מאמצי קונטים כלל נמצא משהו נמצא אלא 100 מיתס אימצי נמצא אלא 100 מיתס אימצי. So the Rebbe says there the Lashon Rambam should have been it's not their mitzias nimtzu from his amitas mitzias or he created them. The Lashon Gedar Zayin kol an shemaim versus Mashe b'neim he was mamtzi them. He created them. They don't derive their mitzias from him. It's not a richtige Eishbrach that the Nivraim derive their being from his being. The Lashon Rambam is Kol HaNimtzoyim leNimtzu ela 100 mitas imasi. The Lashon should have been Yotzar or Himtzi Yisam. Kol HaNimtzoyim leNimtzu ela. The Rebbe has a Lashon, it should have been 100 mitas imasi ela mitas imasi Himtziyam, something like that. The Lashon Rambam is mashma that the Nivraim they derive their being, their mitzias stems from his mitas mitzias. So the amitis mitziusay, amitis himatzi, adas is their mitzias. The Rebbe is not saying an Eisteich. He's saying lechatchila. Amaret the negat of Eir. Eir is a certain definition of what Eir is. A certain gather what Eir is. And the mele at Tachton is something else. Or there's Rakia, there's Eretz, there's Deim Tzemech Chaim Medaber, which is not the Eretz. So if the Eretz is a certain Indian, how are you going to connect Deim Tzemech? How are you going to connect the Nivra to this Eretz? Through the Nivra, you can express this Eretz somehow. See, the Eibishter is a Mahava, let's say. How are you going to connect the Welt, a Shemayim, to him? Because through Shemayim, Vertar is gebracht sein Keichais Havos. But if you don't mix in the fact that you don't mix in his Havos, just look at the Shemayim itself. Shemayim Kemaishu, was hast du dann zum Eibishter? The Rebbe is saying here, it has no Agdara Melchatchila. It's not shy to say that there's a form of being that's not him. He's not limited to any form of being. He has no definition at all. And he has no definition. He's not the pshat. He's saying, you say the Rebbe brings it like a seichel that mitzad chassidus haklalis. A neshama is chelek hamimamamish. A neshama is mitzvah nefesh. A bittul betachas the Eibishter. Seichel is not the seichel l'chor is a mitzvah. Seichel is gvul. Neshama brings out the bittul, is an unlimited bittul to the Eibishter, and that's mitzad ein sof meiras and nefesh. So nemuna herzach halukus, herzach hayid. Mashikin is seichel herzach nishkenid. And the only way to connect seichel to halukus is because seichel also could be an expression for the take of Emunah. The other way is a yid's connected to the Eibishter himself beyond any definition, beyond any tzir. Even the tzir of his nefesh is not him. The Eibishter himself is unlimited, so he's expressed on every level. He himself has no definition at all. And there's in the realm of Makif, he's going to be Emunah. He'll be Ein Sof. In the realm of Pnimi Seichel, Seichel is equally a lekos. Punkt Azivim Mesiras Nefesh is all this. It's no different. The Metzias of what the Metzias of Seichel Melchatchila. The lekos is also understood. That's the Metzias of Seichel Melchatchila. What is Havana Vasaga? Havana Vasaga is lekos is Eichel Verstanding. Lekos is not a psatzir of Emunah. He's Emunah. He's blikvol. How is he Seichel? Who said he's blikvol? Because has no tzir. And if he has no definition at all, every single tzir, every single inyan which exists, is a lakus in that form. Versteht the meaning? The Rebbe brings out a couple of times the same lakud, but just it brings the mashal. Also, when you get to this type of raid, when you get to Chabad and Emunah, so the Rebbe brings in the tznikud the Sirah. But some chashtayra, the Rebbe says there that why is in Nigeia mizal verstehen, learning chassidus verstehen, Havana. So the Rebbe says there that since Einad Levade, so with the Emunah, so there's nothing besides the Eibishter. So with the Emunah, mit Emunah gleibt Einad Levade. Seichel versteht Einad Levade. Und mit the Fis tanzt Einad Levade. As you understand, Elokus is a certain form of Metzias, let's say. The Eibishter is blikvol. Or Elokus is Ein Sof, Pshittis. Seichel is not Pshittis. So then, Pshittis, that's where you touch the Eibishter. The emes is, Elokus is, there's only him. The Chatchila, there's only him. What's Emunah is, Seichel is equally him, is equally his expression. There's the way Elokus manifests itself in the realm of Seichel, and not by a higher inner being expressed through Seichel. What is Seichel? Understanding Elokus. That's what Seichel is. It's Elokus being manifested on that level. And what's Emunah? Elokus being manifested on a level of Mesiras Nefesh, on a level of Bittul B'Tachlis. And what's Rikud? Elokus being manifested in feet, in dancing. So Rikud relates to Elokus. Punkt Azevi Seichel relates to Elokus. Punkt Azevi Emunah relates to Elokus. Elokus is not tzir at all. The Eibishter is no Sahakol.
But it's still Seichel understanding Elokus. That's
the true mitzvah of what Seichel is. I'm saying it in these words. The truth is, what is Seichel? What's the true mitzvah? What is Seichel? Elokus in the form of Seichel. That's what Seichel is. I'm saying it, what's the Hafchon L'Poil? It's not the word that I'm saying. What's the Hafchon L'Poil? What's the Pshat? What's the difference between saying that Amitis Imatzi is the mitzvah of everything, or saying Mitzad Erin Sof? Mitzad Erin Sof, the word is, Elokus is a certain inyan. Is a certain phase of Pshittis, let's say. Tachas HaPshittis. Seichel is not Pshittis. So you're going to have to... Seichel could relate to Pshittis somehow. Could relate to some type of inyan. If Elokus is the truth of everything. What is Elokus? The truth of everything. He doesn't have a definition of what the Eibishter is. But Mele, every mitzvah that exists is Elokus the way it's manifested in that tzir. Not a certain inyan of not Seichel. Not a Emunah being manifested in Seichel. Seichel. What Seichel? That Elokus is understood. The reality of Seichel is not something else. It's Elokus being manifested in the realm of Seichel. It's not something else.
Seichel is Elokus no matter what it's understanding.
Huh?
Whether it's understanding of the kus or whatever.
Verstehst du? Today it's not begoli how the mitzvahs of everything is really Elokus, the way it manifests in that tzir. What is Seichel? Not What I'm saying is not by revealing that seichel is a masharish or something else. Seichel is going to stay k'moshe hu mamish, a koyach to understand. And it's going to what is this koyach to understand? Elokus in a form of a koyach to understand. Every mitzvah. What is dancing? Elokus, bittul to elokus in a form of dancing. Dancing in it mavade. I'm saying bittul. Bittul is not the right word. What is dancing? Dancing for the Eibishter. That's what dancing is. You're saying dancing is dancing for a certain good thing, whatever it is. There's some reality of dancing. What is the true mitzvah of dancing? Dancing for the Eibishter. Not as a higher Indian. You don't have to say that dancing is going to express the takeif haregesh of the nefesh. It doesn't have to express anything. What is the point that the takeif hamunah of the nefesh is kesher of a yid to the Eibishter, being this bat and etzir of hamunah. Equally, what's dancing? Are you dancing? It's the kesher to the Eibishter, the way it's in the realm of dancing. It's not a higher Indian being expressed lower. It's the same Indian which has no definition at all. And every mitzvah is stems from that Indian. It's that Indian, the way it's mitzvah in that Indian. It's not besandish. I'm saying the Rebbe brings in the Sikha, the Chilek Amates Chayelu, that the Alter Rebbe's word was not that the chshivas of Chabad is because durch them brains take the takeoff of the emunah. The Alter Rebbe's Nekuda is that the pnimi is ha-seichel is to understand the lukus. The Alter Rebbe's Nekuda is not what is seichel. The truth of seichel is the truth of what the mitzvah seichel is a koyach in order to connect to the Eibishter. That's what seichel is. Not emunah, without bringing emunah in. What is seichel itself? Lost Lubin is God that the mitzvah of seichel is amitas imotzi. It's the Eibishter, the way he expresses himself in the form of seichel, in the form of understanding him. It's not something else. The Rebbe is not going into the price. He's just saying that you say the Rebbe told someone that someone asked the Rebbe this once that I don't know who the Rebbe told it to, that someone asked the Rebbe if those years it was a big thing between Torah and science. So someone asked the Rebbe, is there answers for all the questions that science has on Torah? Is there answers for all questions? So I told him not only there's answers for our questions, the truth is that every kasha could be used as a raya to Damitis HaTorah. What was the pshat? From man stammt kashas. Where does kashas come from? It's a reality in this world. The truth is this reality is also Damitis HaTorah. The Ostavit is Galar and Yeder, every tnu of Seichel, mitzat its mitzias, not by bringing something higher. The truth is that in Yani Apnimi it's the Eibishter being manifested in such a Eif. It's not something else. If the word is the Eibishter is a munah, and seichel could also be a bottle to him, so you have to seichel has to be in a tunu of bittul. But if he's asking kashas, if he's independent, so that's a stira telkus. If that's the true essence of what seichel is, what's the true reality of seichel? Seichel is rooted in the Eibishter, in mischus atzmei, so to speak. So then every aspect of seichel, you say akasha. If it's a true branch of what seichel is, seichel brings with emes kasha, let's say. So al korchach, this kasha is going to bring you closer to the Eibishter because that's what seichel is. You don't have to bring in anything else involved. You don't have to even vatal seichel to anything. Seichel, every mitzvah is kameshu ba'elam. If it's a mitzvah is ba'elam, it stems from the pnimius halakus. B'meile mitzad its own tzir, amitas mitziusi of this tzir is to bring you closer to the Eibishter and to durchführen the Eibishter's kavanah.
So what's the chilek of now and last level?
The pearl is not meir today. Bismana zel the pearl. This nekuda is not meir begoli. Person, you could look at seichel. The seichel is not the same mitzvahs. But the truth is that the Rebbe speaks in the Sikh when they get to the Alter Rebbe didn't. It's not seichel mitzad of Baal Shem Tov. It's seichel is in a tunu of bittul. Ashegen the Alter Rebbe spoke seichel without a tunu of bittul. Echrechem or kashes is verim sichlim, not seichel the way he is bottled to something else. Seichel in itself, because that's already started to be this gala that the mitzvahs of seichel gufa really is only a tool to get closer to the Eibishter, not a tool to emunah. Seichel, the amitas mitziusi of this Indian is to understand that Elkus should be understood. And why is Elkus understood less valuable than Elkus being Mizol Gleben in him? Emunah is not closer to him than Seichel is. And every mitzvah, Atzmas Erin Sof, in mitzvah shechutzimah. It's not that Atzmas is a certain Indian which reaches everywhere. Atzmas Erin Sof, there is no such thing something which is not him, because he has no definition at all. You see, the Eibishter is Neisak. What's about his Neisak? He's not pshittis. He's the truth of everything, and everything is a result of his mitzvahs, of his amitas mitzvahs.
So seichel, it's still an mitzvah for Elkus. It's not an mitzvah for emunah.
Yeah, but it's not the word is. It's not. It's because his mitzvahs is Elkus. That's his mitzvahs. not because he has no mitzias. His mitzias itself is to bring you closer to the Eibush. Avad we're saying Galukus. We're saying that everything is going to be betachlis ha'is achlus. Yeder zachvat zayin. He's one with the Eibush. What is seichel? Understanding in it avad. I'm saying that's the expression of it. They say the way they say we understand the pshit is in a way. I'm not saying that it's this simple notion you say that technology or something. Where the Rebbe spoke that if the Eibush created it, so it was created for Torah mitzvahs. Whatever was created. So you have a psakasha. How could it be that it's Torah is a b'schachma and this is a doim? So that's a kasha. The Eibush is not chachma. The Eibush created everything for the shamish eskani. What's the shayla? Serving the Eibush has a certain seer. Being connected to the Eibush. If the Eibush has a seer, then being connected to him means you're suited to that seer. So only something which relates to that seer. But if the Eibush has no seer at all, and being connected to him doesn't mean that you're in a certain mode. That means in every mode that exists is really connection to the Eibush in that form. That's what it is. This is an emes.
You're connected to the Eibush in the mode that
the way that you're made. I'm
saying
it's lost in love exactly the way the world is. But the scholar learned that it's the Eibush in this form.
Lots of love through understanding that because in Seichel is still movable and it's seer.
That's
not going to switch. That's not.
Whatever Seichel is.
Whatever
Seichel is, but it's getting this guy that everything is Amitas Atzmas. Everything's Amitas Imatzah. The Eibush is Bligvan versus Gvul. The Eibush is Shlilas Kol HaTorah. No definition at all. The Rebbe is saying not Shlilas Kol HaTorah, not a lofty thing. But the Rebbe is not attaching over here is the Eibush is the Amitas Amtzias of everything. We're not saying he's a very, very. When you say Shlilas Kol HaTorah, sometimes we also mean a certain mile, certain afla. The Nekud of Seichel is not Shlilas Kol HaTorah. Let's say they say the Eibush is any mugder. That's what we're going to define the Eibush. Seichel in Yoni is not Heder Agdara. The Rebbe is saying is the Eibush is not any mugder. He's the truth of everything. That's what he is. The truth of everything. Besides asking yourself, Elokus is the truth of everything. So Seichel is one with the Eibush. Midas is one with the Eibush. He's the truth of everything. He doesn't have a definition to begin with.
Even when we give something which is against the Eibush?
The Pnimius, there's a kasha in Seichel. Every kasha is really a raya. Every kasha is the Chodah kasha. This kasha is a raya to Torah. Means every mode of existence that exists really stems from Amitas Amtzias of Elokus. Look at the Rebbe's Lashon, a very stark Lashon. It says, "Lechein ha'yidig gili pnimius atik yeh nirgash b'chol davar shemetzius zoi hu Elokus." In jeder Sache wird nirgash werden that what is his mitzias? What is What is Seichel? What is Seichel? Seichel is Elokus in the form of Seichel. What's Gashmis? Elokus in the form of Gashmis. Say, or doing everything somewhere else. The Gabi, he says that Atifas Atalis is Kabbalah Samach Shemayim. You do a Maise, which is Prisu the Malchus. The Talis is you're surrounding yourself with the Eibush's Malchus. That's a Maise. There is the Krishma is there's Kabbalah Samach Shemayim. Kabbalah Samach Shemayim has to be on every level. Ayidav Trachtim Kabbalah Samach Shemayim in his Machshava. He has to say Parshas Krishma. He has to do a Maise. He has to be Mis'ata B'Talis, which is surrounding himself with the Eibush's Malchus. So I say, the Machas Shemayim is an Inyan Ruchni, let's say. It has to express itself everywhere. Or, Machas Shemayim is not Ruchni either. Machas Shemayim is the truth. So on every level, there's going to be Machas Shemayim. My own make trachten Kabbalah Machas Shemayim, overdoing a Maisa. Every realm of reality, there's Machas Shemayim, the way it's expressed in that level. Ruchnis is the way it's expressed in Ruchnis, and Gashmis is the way the Inyan is manifested in Gashmis, putting on a talis. It's not that putting on the talis is tough to the Ruchnis. They're all an expression of the same Nekudah, in equally. There's only Machas Shemayim. And Machas Shemayim has no definition of what form of reality it is. If it has it's no form of reality at all, so there's Machas Shemayim the way it is on every level. And thinking, being Mekabel Machas Shemayim b'meach is Machas Shemayim the way it's manifested b'Ruchnis. And there's for the same Machas Shemayim has no tzir at all. So there's Machas Shemayim the way it's a Maisa being Mekabel Machas Shemayim. It's the same yichus. Doing the Maisa is the same yichus mamash as the Inyan Ruchni. Are you doing is doing a Maisa mitzvah? The Eibishter is invested in the Maisa too. The Maisa is his, the Machshav is his, the Ruchnis is his, Sa'at's him. You don't have to relate one target to another target. So Alpize Yishleim are Pashtas Nitzchaim, the Mashmos is, this steht nicht Nitzchaim. Nitzchaim steht, we have two things. We know that L'Asher Love is the Pchin of Chesed. That's what he brings from he brings it from Yitzchaim, L'Asher Love is Chesed, or that's the fact that L'Asher Love is Chesed, steht Mefurish, that's in the Mamer, that's the name base. But L'Asher Love is Chesed, which Chesed is Etzem, with the Rebbe teaches here, in Sof Shabbat Law, which is the Kod of Etzem, and we have in Yitzchaim is that Mitzad is Galus Etzem will be the Ashpah L'Matamat, even in Malchus Sheva Malchus. Not only in the Nivra, the way is in the Tnu of Kabbalah, the way is connected to the Mashpia, but the Nivra, the way is B'tziyarehu. Not the way, not P'nas Yisei Sheva Malchus. So the Rebbe is saying here, and what's the Taka the Beer? Why Taka the Mitzad Primis Atik? So the Nivra Kamei Shehu B'tziyure is one with the Eibusher. So the Rebbe says here, because the Etzem, Adas is Zaymitzis. It's not that the Etzem is an Indian which is mispashet everywhere. He's the Mitzvah. The premise of the Tachtim is the Etzem. That's the Mitzvah of the Tachtim. So beside this Galsa Etzem, it's nirgishment that's his Mitzvah. So the Fizeh, it's going to also change even those Madregas of air. In Yanim of Ruchnis will also be Nishtan of Fizeh. It's not only Mirash. In its Chaim stated the Ufta of Last Love is going to be that the Gil is going to be Lamata Mata. According to this beard, that the reason why there's going to be this Galas Lamata Mata is because with this Galas Vern Zaina Mitas Amtzias. So there'll be an ilu in the Yichud of Alakus, also in Madregas of Ruchnis, Madregas of air. Let's like the Rebbe too. It's at the time, come days also like Rabbi Yisrael Malchus is going to be a Chiddush. It says, "Vapize Yishleimar shagili ba elam shiyadem sharas primis atik dagav matzav elam shayim Yishleimu gam benegel loismat dvarim shkam Yishleima hibem gilelos." Because kagile shayim Yishleima shagile as hayim chitzein yisatik hayik made over nice about dvarim shayim shagile. Means it wasn't this gala that it's their mitzvah, it's their tzir. They could also connect to the Eid Sof. But so it's K'may Davar Neisef on their mitzvahs. The truth is, the mitzvah Eid Sof, the whole gather of Welt is a chetim to bring out his gvul. But it's K'may Lepayel that's the gvul the way he is in his own tzir doesn't relate to Elikos. It's not Betachas Ayisachos. In his mitzvahs, K'may Shehud is no Gid Elikos. So it's K'may Davar Neisef. V'agili shi lo asle v'chol davaru she's gala oz ha-mitzvahs shalei gufos. Very stark Alosh. Lo asle is gala vern what he is. Not that we're going to see that he could also connect to a higher in. So that this Galevern, what his mitzvah is. That today he's not aware of who he is. Not to be this Gal another element. But this Gal what the mitzvah of the Tachtan is. The Rebbe is clinching this also the Milo of Birur. Not Stamaz the Birur is going to be in a further place. The Rebbe said, what's the Milo of Shlomo Melech Legabi Moshe Rabbeinu? The Moshe Rabbeinu was still in the song from Anagid. What's the uftu of loss? The uftu is not legabe the bittul amanagid. Just that the eir is meir but kol makom amagid. According to the Rebbe's beer, comes out that also in the shlila of the managid there's an uftu, because mitzad shleima melech mitzad the gather of eilam the way it is in his tzir mitzad eir itself existiert just as azach. The truth is everything is tuffled in. Everything is an expression of Ein Sof. But everything is an expression of Ein Sof. But the nivra the way it is from his own point of view. There he's not druchnu with halakus. So it's the blankness in a smaga for a mitzvah which is not batal talikus. There's a mode which is not connect, which is not one with the Eibishter. Lepel that mitzat erin sof there is no such. Mitzat erin sof shaman mishachas l'shtashas nishtaz azar. Lepel there's no such a thing. But lepel there is a form of reality which is not. Elokus is not everything. So there isn't a sisman from an agad. Lepel there isn't a sisman from an agad. But theoretically speaking, there is Elokus has a certain form. B'meila anything which is not according to that form, there's a nisasagim from an agad. Mashiach and the there won't be a nisasagim from an agad because that the mitzvahs of everything is a lubus. It's good to look stam in the Mamer 9 base because over here it's a little their prat. You looked up the Mamer and their prat besteht in a bisschen anders 9 base. Look in the he doesn't touch up this word. the lashon here. Look at the next one. Yeah, but look in the lashon when he brings the in Perek Shinayin Dalet. Oh, yeah, okay, you'll see it after. He doesn't touch up this word, this beard. He brings. You say the nukva discussion. You see it in page. You don't have the ayin base. What is? You said he brings the nukva. He said the nukva is discussions in Kabbalah Mashpia. Meshlema only Elos and Susa Shem Madrekas Akdush Akapanim. After Nisrach Kumaid, but the Shaykh in a bittul vayskashus. Shaykh in a bittul vayskashus. V'hayne Shachlisim Adan Shivim Harotzi L'Mayla. Aval Osi Machas Atzme Gam Eisen Sheim Ben Bittul Klal. There also be Rotzi vayskashus. Is it? Yisavi Kumi B'Am Yishnachel Gam Shem Zamashal Yagashmi L'Kus Mamish. He doesn't touch up. He says, "Gam yishlemer shezeh mashal asi yagashmi l'kus mamish." Zeh the b'chinas machas l'mamish. So v'kei chapel v'nifal shemis'al meslam shechinas yesh v'pel v'alkeni adegel mashal yagashmi l'kus mamish. He doesn't touch this. V'deish yevshem b'chinas machas l'machas sheyagashmi l'kus or sheyeshem shechas shechlis madrega gvei. So the verse is a little bit different here. In order to nimshach lamata mata, you need from a higher darga. He doesn't touch that. It says galus of the mitzias hamata guf. Yeah, it's attached to this word.
When that goes in, the Gili advance the models, just the Gili goes further there.
The way that the lashon we says in 9 days is that since the share should be from a higher dargas, he's going to reach everywhere. But still, because it's ultimate in sub reach this uptouch that it'll be Nizgala, that's his mitzias. We're not saying ultimate in sub. We're saying the Eibishter is not any phase of being. He's the truth of everything. The Rebbe's lashon is the etzem. He's the mitzvah mitzias of everything. What's the Agdor of the essence the Rebbe says in this Mamer? There's nothing which is not him. You can't say that he's this and he's the Chatchilim, nothing which is not him. Everything is him. Huh? No, clip is, I'm saying, you got anything which the Eibush said he doesn't want is something else. The Eibush says, Leis ishtach v'lekel necher, or chveis leis seichal chaylev. So the Eibush will this nicht, not because achilas chaylev cannot express it. Mitzad, the Eibush is not limited to anything. But as Kach Olibert saying that chaylev should be that he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it because he doesn't want it. So the nitzutzis of chaylev could yenis aliver, but the etzem in my savera can't be nisal. That's something else. Not because by intrinsically the Eibush is limited. As Kach Olibert saying, he doesn't want it. It's a different story. Also not. The mitzvahs are not being but lost love. Chaylev is mufrech fakert. Lost love. That is galaver, that whatever is not him, it really doesn't exist. And mitzvah mitzias is everything. And what's the mitzias hara? That is shlila, that it doesn't exist. Yes, the Rebbe doesn't speak about this here.
Is that mitzias or not?
What?
Mitzias of God.
The Rebbe doesn't really know, but the Rebbe speaks in other places. I'm saying mitzad, the mitzias of is header.
So it's a dinyan?
The Eibusher doesn't want it. But the Eibusher doesn't want it. And if the Eibusher doesn't want it, so it doesn't exist. Whatever is not him doesn't exist. And the whole nekuda why there's around the world is to bring out that whatever is not him is ayin ve'efes, is his battle. There are things that be'etzem have no real kiyum. They're self-destructive things. They're things that are going to be in his battle. That's going to be nizgala, the be'etzem their header. Whatever is not him is header. The fact that Torah today looks like a mitzvah is because it's the emes is that they're nothing. Their Indian is header. It's not negay here in the mind.
So it's mitzvah that it's header, you're going to see that it's header, just not going to...
It's going to be in his bata that whatever is not him is header. Exactly how it's going to look, basically. But that whatever is not him is bottle. Is eis mitzvahs.
The Lashon in 9b is yel kusmamish, as opposed to the mitzvahs being a salad. Sounds like it's saying it's not.
No, but it's not eis getaycht. It's not eis getaycht the beer. The Lashon 9b is when he speaks about the nifal. The Lashon 9b is because the keich hapayel is in slabish b'teichik. Because the slapshus of malchus within every single niver, he doesn't touch up that it's the geshem, not the way it's connected to the keich hapayel. Lashon 9b he connects the nifal to the keich hapayel being melubish in it. Doesn't touch up this word. Say they were supposed to go to many times. That's the Rebbe says here. Say what's the pshat?
What's the difference between the gashmi being the kusmamish and the nitz being this al legamre?
But Lepoil, when he speaks by Gashi, he says instead the slapshot is Keich HaPoil. The lashon he says is גם משתמש למה שעושה לגשמי לקוס ממש, וזהו הייתי מבחינס מלכוס למלכוס, שזהו מבחינס כיח הפל בנפל, שמסעלם ומסלבש מבחינס היש בפל ממש. ועל כן, עד הגילו מלכוס ומלכוס, יהיה גשמי מבחינס לקוס ממש. The lashon is because you have a darga, the lakuz is mislabish, is mitzamsu himself very low into the yesh, and mitzad that Indian the yesh will be is vetisgalever and the keich hapel hamelubish by. It's not mashma that is the Gashmi himself will be mu'uchad mitzad the etzem gather of Gashmis, because the keich hapel hamelubish by will be nisgal. That's the mashma of halashon. But the Rebbe's connection is not because Sheresh Hamshach is going to be from a very high level. Kol bin Izgal that they're primis.
And actually, to say this lotion that
Amidas in Matzah.
there's going to be an Ilui even
No, Legabi Shlomo, no. The Rebbe says it here.
in those things. It says
Yeah. I'm saying this word, you say, one way you're saying, you say, Havai, the Eibusher is Achdus. There's no mitzad ein sof, there's no mitzias, there's no necessary for mitzias outside of it. The Eibusher is ein sof. But the gather of Velt is period. Mitzias of Velt is a yesh. So what's the pshat that you say, what's the Nekud of Achdus Hashem? That Velt is bottled to the Eibusher. The mitzias Elam is bottled. Kol Mikolosh different than mitzias Elam is bottled. Or why Hashem Echad? Because lechatchila there's only him. Not that there's a Nekud of Alakus and the Velt is, so to speak, bottled to Alakus. The Rebbe is touching it. Lechatchila, what's everything? Lechatchila, what's dancing? Dancing for the Eibishter. Lechatchila, that's what everything is. Amitis imotzei, das is the mitzias von alles. Different connection. Yeah, so this is, von da geht der Rebbe an reden that this is the Indian of Chassidus. Das steht on the Rebbe reden now. That's this Galas Chassidus.
How is it connected to the Rebbe?
No, this is the Pnimis of the whole Indian. We're not being shaylel. I'm saying is, Rebbe's not being shaylel. First of all, this Indian itself, this is the premise of everything. The premise of everything is that every mitzias which exists is a mitzvah motzei in that form. Every mitzvah is derived from a mitzvah motzei. The pile of this Indian, the fact that everything is olakus, it's not limited to. They're saying the Yisayid, the pile that has to be the mitzvah begali of Welt. That's Abdurchnam the Seichel, the Midis, I'm saying Emunah. The Rebbe Tachtenim is in Izgal in every single mitzvah that in Yoni is Izgal Sa'etzah.
But this is the lashon. There should be a yesh and yesh be both of the eye. This is the nekuda here.
Yeah, I don't know if this research that's the same. The Rebbe is saying here be more than that. There the part is a certain because a certain inyan, let's say, or let's say heder agdara, and where is about it heder agdara, and the fact that even a yesh can be bottled. Here the Rebbe is saying beyond heder. Then heder agdara is not what the yesh is. By making a yesh ayin, you're bringing a heder agdara. The Rebbe is saying here the Alkus is not about heder agdara. The Eibishter is the mitzvah of everything. Darf nicht machen a kunst mit yesh line. The poil, as a result of the fact that the yesh is one with the Eibishter, so through bittul yesh la'ayin, you could bring a heder agdara too. That's a result of this in a way. What I'm saying is, since the pnimius, this is a deeper word when you speak about the word of heder agdara. But once the truth is that everything results in him, so then even the mindless of Elokus, let's say, everything's going to express as mindless too, as a result of the fact that everything is him. It's a different word. Like the Rebbe brings in the Mamer in the Sikha B'Neget that all the Yivarim are one word. All the Yivarim are one Akudah. The Alter Rebbe is looking at the Torah that on one hand you say there's a mile in the head that the foot doesn't have. Huh? There's a mile in the head of the foot, and there's a mile in the foot that the head doesn't have. Because the foot can bring the head to a place that the head himself can't go. Inside. That's a mile. That's in Giluyim a mile in the foot. For us, it is talking that the foot has a mile. The amitis in of the foot is not mushish in the mile of the nefesh. The foot is mushish in the atmis of the nefesh, which the fact that the nefesh is beyond miles. The true mile of the foot is. We speak about the miles hanefesh, the qualities. That's more mizgali in the seichel shabaresh. The regal is mushish in the atmis hanefesh, which is pshit, it's beyond miles. But since the regal has a mile, that the regel is mushish in the etzem, so also in Giluyim, it's also, the fact that it has a Maila Atzmis is also reflected in Giluyim that it has a Maila also inside the darg of Giluyim. That's what I'm saying. The Payal, the Payal, there's a Maila in Yesh which Ruchnis doesn't have. The Yesh brings out the head Ragdor of Lukus. From Vana come to Staka. Because the Kudah that the Rebbe says here, that the fact that everything's a Mitzvah Motzi, that's expressed Dafke in Velt. This is the Kudah that the Rebbe says, Apize Yishlema. Means, where is it seen Begoli that a Mitzvah Motzi is the Mitzvah Kol himself? In the fact that a Davar Gashmi is one with the Ebershter. You see, the Ma'ala did it b'tachtein Dafke. So then what's the Ma'ala in Ilum Hazan and Ilum Asalyena? According to the beer here, everything is B'Shabbat Lukus. What's the Ma'ala of Ilum Hazan Dafke? This Indian Gufa that there's that mitzad Mitzvah Motzi, he's the Mitzvah of everything. Where is it brought out, this Nikoda that there's a Mitzvah Motzi, and Mele, even without being Mekasha the Nivra to something higher? The Mitzvah of everything is all of this. That's expressed in Elam Hazadafke. This Nikoda, the way the Nikoda of Atzma Sing Sof is expressed in this Achas of a Geshem of the Eibishter. There's no other way to explain it other than the fact that Amitis Motzi has no Agdaris at all. That's the Rebbe Tachtein. It means vu herzach the Izgalus ha'etzem dafke in Elam Hazeh. And as a result of Elam B'shas leicht in Elam Hazeh, as a result of that, also that this Izgalus that also the Elam Asayenim really is never from this Indian. Yeah, you asked something else. That's what you asked.
It's not a technical thing.
Why is it technical?
It's
about that because Elam Hazeh is mushish in the Nikoda of Amitis Motzi. It's not technical. I'm saying. The Guluyim as a result of Elam Hazeh. The Guluyim in Mitzad Atzim express certain milas v'aflos of Elukus. Their in Mitzad Atzim is not to express the Etzim. The Nekuda that's Samitis Imotzi, that's expressed in Elam Hazeh. Okay, I'm saying this, that doesn't say before Shabir. I'm saying, you're asking Stamazzi. That's even to ask that if according to this verse, there's no Yichus in Elam Hazeh over Elam Hazeh. Okay, that's what I ended up speaking about.
The whole verse, the whole verse, there shouldn't be Yichus. The whole yachas is that there shouldn't be a yachas, that there is no yachas.
Yeah, but this Nekuda Gufa is Elam Hazeh expresses that. In the Yichud of Gashmit Holocaust, this Nekuda comes out Begol. This Nekuda itself, that the Eibush is a mitzvah and of everything, this Nekuda itself, mitzad Elam Asalyenim, the Nekuda is, Elokus is a certain hafla, certain ilui, Chayis Ein Sof, and Elam Asalyenim are kalim for that Ein Sof. In Yonim it's expressed that Ein Sof. The Nekuda of the Amitis Motzi, which is the mitzvahs of everything, Lopel, that Nekuda emerges in Elam Hazeh. Elam Hazeh has no mile of Giluyim, so the fact that it's miyuchad is because the Eibush because the Amitis Motzi has no definition. So Lopel, vu mitzad which Nekuda herzach this Nekuda of Amitis Motzi, mitzad the Yichud of Velbut Holocaust. Yeah, that's not the that's not the Rebbe's. I'm saying, according to what the Rebbe explains there in the Sikh of a couple of places, the Rebbe speaks about this, that the fact that the regal has no milas, the Goli of the Seichel has milas, not the regal. The Pnimi is, the regal brings out the fact that the Nevesh is beyond milas, that the regal brings out. The truth is, once the regal brings it out, so that's Mizgala what the Pnimis of the head is too. It's not Chazal. And mitzad them, there's going to be a mile in Giluyim in the regal, which the Reish doesn't have. It's not Chazal. Saying the Kavan is Direh B'Tachtenim Dafke. And because this the Guf is brought up in the Namaz. Yeah, they don't say it. I'm saying, what's the best tzachis? So look, after you look at the Sikh of Vayeshev Tashin Abayz, there's also Aces over there a little bit. Not Amish this, but there speaks more than a Kudah that the Kavanah of the Shlichus and Shluchim being said in different places is to not bring the same Nekudah to every place. You see there's Chassidus, to bring Chassidus everywhere. The Rebbe teaches there, the Nekudah is to use out to be made as the Mayanis, each Makom Lefi Yanim. And not only to bring the Mayanis to every place. Every single place has their unique qualities that to Megala that Amitis and Metzias of the culture of that place is to contribute to Afatzis Mayanis. That brings the Gemara over there. To use the Tchunas Hamakim. You think that ganz over there. Where's the what but Epa steht in Azamas report, no? To use out the Tchunas Hamakim. Huh? The word is not just to bring the same Indian everywhere. The Shliach should learn, so to speak, from the place, no? That the place should contribute something. That's a certain word, no? Being Megala, that's the mitzvah samsiyas of the Makim. Not that you bring an alien to the Makim. That's the mitzvah samsiyas, that Lukus, that's the mitzvah samsiyas of that Makim. Okay. Good. The fact that there was that it changed the anthem. That there was also in that such. That the mirror chassidische nigin. Okay. Bezav chassidach yivarchucha. Oh, jetzt geht man zurück zu der Koderudi. Bezav chassidach yivarchucha. Das ist nicht kein Pashtin. Shach aber Malchus yivarchucha. Shnimshach chassidach chassidach. Hu be'efen shal chassid. Flag is that. Here the Rebbe is saying the code of chassid is that it says galus etzem. What's the chassidach yivarchucha? That Shach is an efen of chassid. What's the efen of chassid? That is a flag is that even beyond Ashiris. Ashiris is the ultimate geluim. Und da redt man am Shabbos etzem. Neisel is that Memshich al Malchus Eresh Nisal Kavan Shadis and Smal Chisarnship, which is also Memeshich. Say this, I guess. Memshich al Beinin Ashiro Shalmal Melech Chisarn Atik. That's Shlomo Melech. Be saying it is Memshich al Gam Agili Shalmal B'chinas Ashiro is Primius Atik. And there is in the Mamer why Dafke Chasidach or Mamshach Dizinon. Why this Galus? Why am Shabbos etzem is Dafke through Chasidach? This one is just good to see one word. Hamshach to this Nakuda, but to get to the Mashal of the Rashbi. It's We'll go back to this category. The Rebbe adds some more pratim. I'm just saying, look, Bafisa the virus, and they gave just one word in the third paragraph. Just to to this word, we're going to go back to these two paragraphs. The Rebbe brings the line that zwei naye inyonim, so we'll just. The Rebbe brought before, when the Rebbe Rashab brings, what's the flaw of this bracha, the dafke chasidecha bracha? Not tzadikim and not yishar, dafke chasidecha. Because being mamshech yiducha, in soft, in velt, and if in a bracha is a davar nifla b'yos. There bracha is only mamshech from the sheish, but the mamshech from the sof shalmayim mishach from the shtalshlus. There outside the tefillah, and here's the brachas. That's the and the Mamer brings a dogma of Rashbi that is mamshech. He did this kshamim through amiras day. So the Rebbe said, why does it mean dafke from Rashbi? The lashon of the Mamer and Beis is that bechlal this in of the mamshech in itself through bracha is Torah. That's the mamshech al yedei Torah. So why does it mean dafke Rashbi? Many tanoim am getan meifsim yedei Torah. Why does it mean dafke Rashbi? The Rebbe says that the other tanoim am gedaft hasten. Pinchas ben Yair had to be told the Nor Gizrani Alecha shall yaver b'ch mayim leil. Gizrani Alecha should that he should split the water of the Nor. The Rebbe says in the Torah Bekech what was he able to do that? Bekech HaTorah. Torah is miyuchad b'tein sof. A yid through him the fact that a yid learns Torah he becomes this achid with the Eivish. The Rameli he has the Bekech HaTorah to be mishanevot. He has the Bekech Ein Sof. What's that for bringing him some ma'asin in there? The Gemara brings a ribit meifsim in Gemara. So the Rebbe said the ufta Rashbi was that you gedaft hasten. What's the pshat? Didn't have to. So the Rebbe's Mazir here, the Rebbe's Mazir this in the Kodesh Advarim. The mitzad the meifsim oshet shar tanim v'amirim the pshat is mitzad the gedra elam the world wasn't akedi to this hamshach. That's a gnoi nahar. This nahar in Yonah is to flow. Mitzad his mitzias there's no nesmakim to be the pkiyas nahar. He's a flowing thing mitzad his teva, and that's his teva b'sheidish l'mayla mayla. That's his mitzias. Mitzad Ein Sof are not limited, so even a nahar could be nachla. That's mitzad Ein Sof. But mitzad the gedra and nivra is nicht does it. So the nivra you have to be mevatel the nivra. You have to be mitzaved. You have to give him an order, and the nivra has to be in a state of bittul to Ein Sof. If it's nirgash the gedra of gvul, the way it is inside his own accord, so then he's not shaykhs to chalukah. Mitzad Ein Sof there's no gdar, but the nivra is yagdar. The nivra has to be bottled to the Ein Sof. There has to be a tzibur. It means there has to be a nekuda that the elgin is misgaber and the tachton is a state of bittul to the elgin. Mashegen Ashbi is another zach. He is megalda the etzem. Ein mitzad the etzem darf sein regen. So that's the mitzias of welt. There's no tzibur. If mitzad the etzem there has to be rain. So then if it's mitzad the etzem there's no agdaris. So it's mitzad gedra elam also. It's not the pshat that mitzad Ein Sof at gedar sein geshem. Primius atzvus is machayv. If amitas imotze, so then that's mitzias elam. Mitzias elam is raining. The Rebbe brings here. It's a pizza shvat gosh gosh chassidech baruch. Sham shachar de chassidech lebe derech tefila over derech bracha. Why? Ki betefila she bakashat mishpiyel memayla. The Rebbe makes another knech. Tefila which is bakashat sa adam she shpiyel memayla. Nirgash adam mispal ein elikus means the Eibishter is the makar ashpa, and the person's a nivra which he himself is not connected to that in erbet. Ubebrach she derech tzivek shel tzavos ol kushabay. So inza. Like the Tzuv Yishleim, the Zeh, she's like Shlomo Mishchad Rashbi, so Leal Ditzivil the Amir Steira. Ki inin atziv yishar dav kishes zeh shemitzavim lei hu metzias nivdom ha'mitzavim. The mizem movan the apulus begidish nasa ditzivil hatzadikim. Can you ben Yair? Hagam shlosen tzadikim ulosen hakadosh baruch hu. Mekom hayitzrichim letzav yishir kertzein. Why? Because the Olam Bargashos is not Metzias Lats means the Amitas in is that everything is Kol HaShechavis Hashem also. But that's because the Eibish's Ratzon is Big Vol, not because that's what the Gather of is. The truth is that the Eibish's Ratzon is Balabas and everything. L'Payel, what's with Avteisen? That's the Eibish's Ratzon is Big Vol. But what's the Gather of Nord itself? The Metzias Olam is an Olam. And Metzias Olam is not Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch. It's bottled Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch. But that's because the Eibish's Ratzon is stronger than everything else. But that's not the gather of the Metzias Elam itself. Mashenkin here, Vapize Yishleimar, Shadeish Rashbi Omar Drush B'Pnimius HaTeira. This is the Hamshah. There said before that the Hamshachas HaEtzem is through Chassidus. So since Rashbi spoke at Drush B'Pnimius, Nimshach Gilei Atzmas, which Amitas in Matzias Baruch is not Nimshach everywhere. He's the Metzias of Kol HaNimtzah. He's the truth of their reality. V'lachein Adei Amidas HaDrush Yordak Shama Me'atzma B'Litzivi. So there is one Shlomo Nigel Shalosh Adi Abracha de Chasidech Yibarchucha she'ein tzrichim letzav shtei Hamshacha ki Abracha de Chasidech Yibarchucha hu Hamshachas Pnimius Atik Malchus u'dar gezu in Shaykh Tzivur. It means al derech that it says in the I don't remember exactly the word, but the Rabbi brings this that when the Alter Rebbe went to Petah when he was taking, so it was Erev Shabbos. And the Alter Rebbe wanted to stop a few hours before Chatzos already. Friedrich says the Pelle and the wheels broke. And the Friedrich says that the Pelle, if the Alter Rebbe's wagon would have broken before Shkia, both as Gvenkin Pelle because Le'yuna L'tzad the Kolov. The Pelle was the Alter Rebbe wanted to stop a few hours even before Chatzos. I think the Alter Rebbe didn't want to travel Erev Shabbos. A few hours before Shkia. And the Pelle was Misad Ras and Alter Rebbe, even though there wasn't Le'yuna L'tzad the Kolov. Still. So the wheels broke. So the Alter Rebbe, someone saw the Alter Rebbe something that he's using being Mevatel Welt, not the Derech of Chabad. The Alter Rebbe hat gesagt, Zwachen auf Achsen, in Yiddish Achsen is wheels. The Achsen haben nicht gewollt fahren. He said he didn't break the wheels. The Alter Rebbe hat nicht gewollt fahren in the Agora. If the Alter Rebbe doesn't want, then wheels don't move. As that's the figure says, the Rebbe doesn't say this whole hezbollah, but he just says the Alter Rebbe said Zwachen auf Achsen. That the Achsen were shrine. They didn't want to travel. What the Rebbe is saying here? Mitzat Pnimius Atik, Mitzat Pnimius Etzem, so that's their Mitzias. So the Mitzis Matzeh, that's the Mitzias Ha'olam. It's not the Pshat that there's a Lukus and there's a Vel. The Kavanah, that's their Mitzias is the Kavanah of Teira Mitzvahs. Is last is Ritzena Sadikim. It's at this diary. So Meila Zeh nicht gewollt. It's not, yeah, that's not Mitzvah.
Kislev wasn't there.
Yeah. Ich weiß, become Masbers and alles Sipurim. With the Pale, the boat stopped with the Alter Rebbe asked, and Alter Rebbe wanted to be up in Teva.
First the Alter Rebbe stopped it, but then... Yeah,
here the Rebbe goes into Shinach Einin. What's the Keach to be Mamshech P'nus Etzem? Das hebt reden an Einin, so good base. Till now we're saying Chasidecha is made on the Darga which you're Mamshech. Chasidecha, through the you're Mamshech, the Darga of Chesed. Now that I was speaking that who could be Mamshech Etzem, mitzad was wird Reis gebracht Etzem, darf mitzad Aved of Chassidus, of a Chassid. That's what I was going to explain. Bekoyach, we say, Pnimis Einyana, bekoyach what? Everything is nimshach through the Aved of Aved. So which Aved, say the Aved of Tzadikim or Mamshech, the certain Avedas are Mamshech, Elokus say the Rishtalshalos. Aved of Mr. Snevesh, let's say, is Mamshech B'chinas HaKesed. What's Mamshech Etzem? Which Aved is Mamshech Etzem? So that I was going to bring here two pratim, that's also the Aved of a Chassid. The Mamer 9 base, there's Tzadikim, there's Yisharim, there's Tmimim, and there's Chassid, not Tmimim, but there's a Tomim, Yashar, Tzadik, and Chassid. So what's Dafke the Aved of Chassid is Mamshech Hamshachas Etzem. Let's get to Rabbi Masbazin. What's the Mailim Yuchedes of Chassid, which is not in Tzadik and not in Yashar? Can I start him? I don't know, start a new enemy. Weiter bist du, was the say? Okay, let's go to the weiter. Oh, but by Mamer, there's so there's two inyanim which a chassid has, which other inyanim don't have. So the first thing he brings him is the bittul shalem. Meretach alt, meretach bittul umas yesh. We're taking bittul within dargas of kedusha itself. There's a certain bittul in the aved of chassid which doesn't exist in the other in tzadikim, yisharim, and tom. So he's mad. So the bittul shalem. Mamer has a little sif. Hey, is zeh chasidim? Is chasidim kain? Was besteht der Bittel of Chassid, Shavidas, Yelebish will Atzma, Yeleshi Yedavik Lelukuz, Elu Latzirah Gaveh, from word of time. So that's one union. And there was an answer right away. Since the Rabbi is Bittel, means Latzirah Gaveh, so Adei Shavidah Shalom, Bittel, higher than their mitzias, so their mamshich, and Mshach Zadei Avidas, and Mibchanes Ezim Shalmanim is Pashtus, mitzias. His is already the Lakus in his Gal in a certain form. Ein Sof, Tachas Apshitis, but in this Mamer it's called already a union of mitzias. The etzem is beyond any definition, beyond any mitzvahs, the premise of everything. Which aved is mamshach the etzem? If the yid lichten, if his aved is not based on himself at all. They were saying this word of what the Rebbe says, avidasi l'tzerech aveh, not david golukos, l'tzerech le'evishter. That's not the pasha. I'm saying the pasha is there is simple musagim. You say if someone, that's mamash yesh. If someone someone's learning a menashi scattered av. That the people should give him kavod. So that's mamash yeshes. He's doing mamash for himself. Some people for yeshes, for a guy that want to machnasar gel. Someone else wants to learn a lot for kavod. The person could use everything for. It's better the shema the prat advar, but Kaplan it said avedis Hashem. That's not a good bittul at all. There's someone that's learning, or someone that wants to say this word that the avedis lebishal atzmi the sheyid over because this is also a good bittul. Not Shid, that a Yid serves the Eibishter because he wants the mile of being double to the Eibishter. He wants to get to that mile. That's the same way for some person the mile is to be, if a person is looking for the greatness of his mitzias, that's klippah. That's yesh. Even if his asagasar, the greatness is dveikus alakus. Greatness is davening a whole day. But why is he davening all day? Why is he serious? Because he wants to be his mitzias should be in this Allah. His mitzvah should be great. That's mamash man of commitment. This person, it's beid zuch, and a person that wants to live a comfortable life. So both are doing it for themselves. They want to have a good life. This one's hasagasar that a good life means sleeping a lot, and this hasagasar good life means being davar kalakus. But if he wants it for his own godless of his own mitzvahs, that's klippah. That's cheshbegin. Huh?
What's the davar Hashem and what's it called?
Bittul T'Gaifim, we sing as a tzaddik. Davik nafshi lavaya, not because he wants because he wants the yaker of his nefesh, and the best place, the best most valuable thing for his nefesh is the Eibishter. Then he's looking for his value. Why does he want the Eibishter? If Yigor says in the Mamer Kimenasa that someone that comes to the conclusion that everything Lam is any davar mugbal, say the nifsa. The Eibishter is the ligvot. Does a mitzvah yichus l'mayla mitzvah l'navad. He wants to be an everlasting mitzvah. A person wants to be only. You only want to matter for a few minutes. You want to matter forever. So mele tuter mitzvahs. Why is he doing mitzvahs? Because he wants to matter forever. That's klippah. Figure says that it's rabbanayga, but he says that it's klippah. The nekuda of the saying Vegas the lukus is if someone that nicht that his mitzvahs should be big. He's not looking for the chshivas of his mitzvahs. Lukus is what's precious to him, and b'meli he wants a lukus. We have the dogma of the Rebbe brings in the Mamer Yosh Yasser, other places, that you say that it's at the yaker of something, it's at someone that has a chush nigin, let's say, so b'shas he hears the nigin takes him over fully. He becomes totally eingesaft. It's at the yaker hadavar, he loses his mitzias. The only thing that is nigish is that in him. That's also called b'chdei shiyeh davik balakus. A yid is a tzaddik which is inspired in Gatas Hashem, mitzad the yaker of alakus, and the only thing that he cares about is the Eibishter's yaker. The mele verliert sich in them. That's called b'chdei shiyeh davik balakus. The tzaddik of is tracht nicht. He's not thinking about what's precious to him. He's thinking about what the Eibishter wants. He's not thinking about what according to his gedarim. You have a tzaddik where according to he has a havana of a sag in alakus, and he comes to the extent of bittul alakus that this is what's precious to him. And he's licked in the megansi. But it's all elikus to be the way elikus is moving a musik by him, according to the way elikus is stood in his mitzvahs. Yeah, but tzedek aveya is it's not about him. What does the Eibishter want? It's not about his aveda is not modeled according to his havana v'asagin elikus. That's according to the earnem dominion. What the Eibishter will, what the kavan al yen is. If the kavan al yen is that he shouldn't be bebittul, it's nicht bebittul. Whatever the Eibishter wants, it's not about him at all. Zayin mitzvahs is nicht eingemischt in them. That doesn't only mean his yeshes. His mitzvahs is not mixed in there. So his keshet lukas is not modeled according to Zayin Avada Basar. and his dveikus is not going to be based on the mitzias of a nivra, how a nivra is davuk to something. What the Eibishter wants of it, what the kavanah aliyyin is. So that's the first inyan. That's this pratim. That's the Torah says in Tanya that the brother ishtadel was Rabbi v'imei, that when the son is being ishtadel for his parents, he's not doing it because he wants the. It's not about him at all. His father needs a bed. The only thing he's thinking about is his father should have a bed. He's not a part of the equation. Not his bittul, not his dveikos. It's not about him at all. Not about his bittul either. Tzaddikim, they're battle, but it's about them being battle. Not it's about them and their hergish. They're looking for them to be in a state of bittul. But the Aveda is mugbal according to how much, when a nivra there has the lakus, what's his reaction to it? It's not about what the Eibishter wants. So what's the Talmud say? What Sheikh al-Tzir Gavei is, it's about what the Eibishter wants. His mitzvah is not a part of, is not nichal in at all. Let's say any. The main thing is, but so the Aveda, the klal is that b'sus l'osata sus l'leila. The seder advarim is that the hamshachas mamayla according to behesed to the Aveda Sodom. So what's the tunakud that Rebbe spoke about the uftav l'osalav? Side that it should be the galasa etzem, which is beyond any definition at all. And mitzvah mitzvah which and since mitzvah himatzeh, he's the pnimius of everything. So by chassidim you have to have both of these in one. Side that is aveda is not moded or mugbal according to his tzir, and side that this das is mitzvahs. If it's not his mitzvahs, then it's not me'in dam shach. But that the aveda has to be me'in dam shach that you're being mamshach. So first nekuda is that if he take his keshet alakus based on a certain seer, based on his mitzvahs, somehow, according to the way he understands, according to the way he feels, so then he takes the lakus behesim to a certain ispash, to a certain mitzvahs. Again, the rest of mitzvahs. But the nekuda is not the elgin the elgin is mufshit. It's the elgin in the way he's the premise of everything. So how does that reflect in the Veda? That's the second part that it says. It says the Seder is premise atik. The zau is zau chassid shmischasim kedi perish b'sadis. Okay. This is the hemshat to this word. This is all the hemshat the word of Tzera Gaveya, the word of Bittul. The Zoe is our chassidim shemis chassidim kainei. Pinish the consider mekandili. The me'aburim bakash l'shnei yonamu. That they what's the connection between mischassid with the fact that Ram Shalom Kus and Malchus? Does the according to the way explained earlier, first statement. The idea is mischassidim kainei. Shev das lebi shalat yel Tzera Gaveya. Lachem mekeichel is chassidim kandili. Yeah, so I go to your right. Yeah. Sham shach b'malchus tilenegem shel tzedakah milech yisrael, but shel chesed ashiris l'mal ha'meshiris. That's the einzach. Okay, that's the friedige Sache. So was auch der Nachaber, der Edin b'ashayich z'lam shel primis hatek t'chasidech. The inyan achsidus hu shekech sativim nasim kech salikim. Nachaber. The nekuda of chassidus is that the teva adam is a luchus. Bald zen. By chidush ba'elam she lost the vatem shel primis hatek was epich alam. But here. The Rebbe is saying this in them steht Aved of Chassid. The Rebbe is mevayer that the uft of Chassidus is that that's mean there was no that's mean the shanis medeso atim tev medeso. What's the name? That the Rebbe said that the uft of Chassidus is that before Chassidus the nekuda of Musar other tikana midas is the shana is teva medeso. Means the negative traits that a person has he should be misakin them. Midas traits that a person has or other things. The nekuda of Chassidus is not the shanis teva midas. The shanis midas of hativ, not the bad midas. His natural midas, even good ones, legitimate midas. But the fact that they're tivin is mizalzeh alin yir machen that the midas tivin should be midas elikim. Different. You see a regular case. A person beteva is has avos Hashem. A person has this guy is bal hana. This person is a bal pachten. Everybody has their tchunis. Let's say. What's b'shtei Aveda? Then instead of using out what you have for Tavis Olam Hazeh, use it out to the Eibishter. So the way this Mitzvah HaMusar is not that a person should say, not that his Metzias should be based according to the way this Mitzvah HaLukus. He has a certain teva, whatever his teva is. To channel that teva and start to use his Midas Ava for Olam Hazeh, to use his Midas Ava for Lukus. That's the Shanis teva Midas. Means the what nature puts into your midas, not the fact that your midas are tivi. The person has midas. The midas themselves are fine. The person has midas ava. He appreciates the good of things. The problem is that mitzad the teva, you're drawn to the good of Elam Hazeh. There's half a second that you should use your midas for lukus. The problem is that the aveda is to mishana zayin and shtot them that the fact that that you have ava. Because that's your nature. You're beteva, someone which is looking for appreciates good of things. And that's your teva. And b'meila, what are you going to use your teva for? You're going to use your teva for the sake of the Eibishter. Chassidus is being to bring out, and the person bepel on himself, that really his teva is based on the fact that he has such a teva, or his metzias should be based on the kavanah. Saying the avodah b'poil that is al derech, the Chassidus brings when they get. It's kind of problem with this, but the Chassidus brings when they get Avram Avinu. That what's ketati that kirei likimata. That till now we can't have enough to us the fact that he had Avos Hashem is because b'teva he was a balad. B'teva he looked for the good of things. So Hakel he used out that made us Avos for the Eibishter. But if the Eibishter was from the Gemon Tana Zakos Zachzorius, what nicht gekent. Dort is gebracht that his Metzias was Chatchila program according. The reason his Ava was because there's a mitzvah of Avos Hashem. Question is what is Ava? What's the Metzias of Ava by you? Miteva your teva is to have Ava. And once that's your teva, you're going to use it for the Eibishter? Or the fact, it's nir gashmi, but etzem there's an Eibishter. Etzem there's no mitzvahs. Because there's a tzivah in Torah, the Avos Hashem, mitzadem hotar Avos Hashem. Saying the theoretical, I'm not saying Laved Bepel what it means. I'm saying the theoretically speaking, what Ayid was halder by, that the fact, Ba'em is mer, be'etzem there's only an Eibishter. The Eibishter is hu levadu ve'en zelase. There's no my mitzvahs. There's not mitzvahs, not the Eibishter. The fact and his metzias ilchatchila is built because that's the Ratzon Elyon. Because the Ratzon Elyon is should be Avos Hashem. But mainly he has midas Ava, believe it. His metzias is built mitzad the kavanah. That's the emes. The emes is the fact that the person is saying the pashut is that. I'm saying this is the way it's expressed in a very mishtash l'srabbis. But you have the people that there was many people that went to if you if they started going to college, you should finish or something like that. It means the truth is that the fact that they went wherever they went is not because they were born in such a place. They ended up being v'meila. The truth is that whatever a person went through, because that's the kavanah. His teva is neveh mitzad the kavanah. Not that there's a teva and we use it out for the Eibishter. The Eibishter comes after there's a fact. There's a person and he has midas. Once you have midas, use them after the Eibishter. Because there's a mitzvah in Torah of Avos Hashem Elokecha, therefore we have the Efsharis of Avos Hashem. So because there's a tzivui, therefore we have the ability of Avos Hashem. Because there's a mitzvah siyira, that's why there's a tchon of a person to have Yiras Shamayim. And because there's a Ishtet in Torah Me'ah Shalat Alalev, or whatever it is, therefore we have the tchunas of Me'ah Shalat Alalev. But everything is neveh mitzad the kavah. That's the teva. The teva is neveh mitzad the kavah. The Rabbi is saying here that the gedra elam is really amitis imatzu. The teva advarim is that a person, let's say, has Avos Hashem. What's the premise of that mitzvah? That's the milei kavanah. That's not Torah. There should be Avos Hashem Elokecha. I'm saying in Aveda, Yid was halter by means that it's meir by him the sinyan. It's meir by him. That's not the pshat that he had that there's a mitzvah of a person with his teva, and he has to be mishabed his mitzvah to the Eibishter. That the truth is that his mitzvah to begin with is mitzvah kavanah. So it's midasev tivim or not midasev tivim. They're l'chatchila inyan amalikim. His mitzvah is in amalikim. I don't know how the Vimatutas, but that's the way the Rebbe is touching on this Mamer. Yeah? Basically. But Mele is not a Yid that's is Meir Begoli. This is a whole different Indian. I'm saying a Yid that's Meir Begoli as that Indian is a whole different another parsha. Like the Rebbe said once that Yid the Pesach Tzadik that has a shaykhis to the Gedel Amayla of Shabbos. Shabbos is Anik Alavaya, Avaya is Esis. Shabbos is Anik Alavaya. So how's the shaykhis to eat? Someone that knows what Shabbos is, how's the shaykhis to go eat flesh? He wants to sit and use out the kedusha of Shabbos all day, davening ganze Tag. But since the Ratzon Elyon is a tzivit shchonar, if it's Anik by Chilo Shtia, b'meila he gets a tanig and a Chilo Shtia and eats. Since there's a mitzvah in Torah, not that mitzvah, his mitzvah is programmed according to the Ratzon Elyon, according to the Kavan Elyon. That's the way his mitzvah functions. I'm just saying a dogma such a see. So he's taking and enjoy the flesh, not because the teva mitzvah, not heitzach nishtan that his teva is that he enjoys meat, and the Eibush says you enjoy meat Shabbos, you could be misanig. Because there's the mitzvah in Torah to have enik Shabbos v'gashmis, therefore mitzadem his mitzvahs become that's the fire hataran of gashmis. He does halter by. The pnimi is the fact that every yid, that's the truth of every yid. That's the pnimi is. But that he does halter by and aveda b'payas. So the pash. Saying the madrega b'chassid is the madrega b'chassid is the halter by. Gut, mit dem Mamschel sein.